Hello and welcome to episode 41 of my Salem tutorial series. This episode is going to be on making a tanning tub and making some limed hides to continue on our path to leather. Before we begin, I want to say a special thank you to my dear friend Tosh and a lovely newcomer to the channel called Ladyhawk. Two lovely people who have given me praise I surely do not deserve, but to whom I can never thank enough. Thank you to any of you that have left a comment, and know that I do appreciate your words, no matter how short or how long your comments are. Bless you all for your comments, and thank you very much. The next thing I want to do is to show you the Turkey Coop, because it's been going a while now, and just wanted to show you a few things that I've not shown yet. Number one, so when we look into the Turkey Coop, you can see that the turkey droppings, which we will be using on the fields, which is what I'm going to show you in a moment, so they just start to build up from the bottom left and then continually fill up from left to right. So they go along to there and then they'll start there. Now here you can see that this hen laid an egg, which then turned into a cute little turkey poult. So with that, what we will do is we will put it there next to the hen. Remember, you put your hens all across the very top line, top boxes. You leave the next boxes below that for their eggs. That will turn into chicks, and then you can do the next box below that with more hens. Or if you don't want the stress of having to worry about have you got enough food all the time, just stick to using the very top boxes, and we can always progress to making another turkey coop. Hence more turkeys, more turkey droppings for more fields, which is all good. And remember that some of the turkeys will obviously turn into males. Well, we only need one male. We need lots of hens, but we only need one male. So what do we do with the extra males? Let's show you. If we walk down here, all the way down, let's go back to looking normal. Okay, down here you will see, I think it's in this one. No, okay, let's walk around and look in here. You will see here is our poor unfortunate male turkey. Sadly, that is what will happen to our males, because we only need one per coop, and such is life with regards to being a male. But anyway, so what do we do with the males? Well, we leave them in a container for a day. They will then turn into a dead domestic turkey. Right click, pluck. And what do we now do with this? Well, guess what? Our compost bins need more organic materials. So first we will add the feathers. It's all good when it comes to dead male turkeys and compost bins. Now watch how much we get. I believe it's 4. Oh no, excellent. We get 10. I was hoping it was 10. So there you go. A few dead male turkeys, and you soon get your compost bins full. So as we progress with more coops, you'll get more male turkeys, so you will have much more materials for your compost bins. You see, it's a process where you gradually grow your fields, your compost bins and your turkey coops. They all work in unison, and they will make your lives very easy. Okay, so let's lastly then show you doing an actual field, because I want to show you the proper process with how I do my fields. So let's grab, I only need one, so one is enough. And let's do this first field here. So this is the process that I take to my cotton fields. In fact, there is one thing that I am lacking, which I'll just quickly grab because I want to show this properly. So at least I've shown you the full process of what I do at least once. The only trouble is, of course, is when you start to become a hoarder in this game and you start to get hundreds of containers, it's very easy to lose something. So basically I'm just looking for a block of wood, a wood block, which I'm going to give up in a moment and just chop one. Oh, here we go. Right, cool. Right, so what we do with that, oops, let's put it there, let's split it. Right, okay, to the fields. So I'm going to come up here and do the field on the right hand side first of all, just to demonstrate. So we first harvest. Okay, so we've harvested the field. The next thing we do is we check the field, because either one or two things will be. One, the field will become unfertilised, in which case the upkeep shoots up to about 500%. And if that happens to you, you must destroy the field with using 2 salt, which I will show when I get a field to demonstrate that with. For now, you can see after harvesting, we've got an upkeep back to 50%. So the first thing is we use 2 humus. We don't need 5 because we're on 50% upkeep. So we'll use 2 humus. Now we will sow some more cotton seeds. Okay. Now when we take a look at the field, you will notice it gets 5% added to the upkeep. But we will deal with that to pull it back to 50%. First of all, we use just 1 turkey dropping. Watch what happens. In fact, let's zoom in a bit so you can see. So we use just 1 turkey dropping. Notice, look, the speed. So if we look again, we've got a nice upkeep now. Plenty 165%, speed 190%, and influence. So we've nearly doubled the speed of our fields growing. We've increased the yield from the harvest, and also we've increased the influence, which affects up here the bars for progressing onto your tier 2 fields, which we've not gone over yet, so don't worry about that. Okay, so there we are. The last thing we need to do, however, is get our upkeep back down to 50%. We only need to use just 1 wood chopping, so right click that. Now when we look, there you go, there's a perfect field. Back to 50% upkeep, and also we've boosted the speed and other items. So there we are. You now know my full process for how I do all my fields, and that's really all you need to do, and it keeps it very simple for maintenance of your fields. Right, okay, so let's begin on making this tanning tub, because I've told you that that's what the episode's about, and yet we haven't done anything yet. So let's get busy. Okay, so to make a tanning tub, you will need 10 boards, fresh boards or any type of boards. Just don't waste your planed boards or oiled boards. So 10 fresh boards and 1 nail. So off to market you go for that nail. When we get to blacksmithing, I think you will appreciate it. Anyway, for now, let's grab the rest of the boards I will need, because I was somewhat overweight carrying all this. As you will see, I walk very slowly. Anyway, I don't even know where I'm going to put the tanning tub yet, but for now let's just place it here if I can. Okay, so to make the tanning tub, we go to build, and we go to tools and utilities, and we go to this one with the green cloth looking like it. Well, it must be leather, but anyway, left click tanning tub. We'll then left click the tanning tub here. Great, and that lets us. Okay, let's now add the components. In fact, let's just shift and scroll. There we go, and build. Okay, we now have a tanning tub. Now, like the compost bins, providing they are empty of the organic materials, you can move them around after you've built them. So let's move this and see if we can put it on the clay to make use of the clay. Yep, we can. Cool. Okay, so there we are. That's that out of the way. Okay, we now have a tanning tub, so let's fill it with tanning fluid. We've been making from the birch bark that I showed you in a previous episode. Now over here, as luck would have it, you will see that I've got a barrel that I've been putting tanning fluid in. Not a lot, but a bit. So to grab the tanning fluid, I will right click a bucket. That has now put 10 litres of tanning fluid. So we will now walk over to the tanning tub and right click the bucket on the tub. Okay, well, you have this thing where sometimes you're coming at it from the wrong angle and it doesn't actually allow you to interact. Or am I doing something else silly? Well, that's strange. Oh, because I've been clicking twice like an idiot. Okay. Well, you know I'm an idiot, but anyway, let's progress. I don't want to digress into just how stupid I am. Right, okay, so if I right click now, you can see that we've started to fill it. Just be careful of that. I didn't see, it's because the monitor that I'm looking at is a little far off. But because I've got good eyesight, fortunately, I managed to eventually see my error. Okay, so there you go. You just right click and you'll gradually fill up the tanning tub with the tanning fluid. I shan't, well, actually there should only be a tiny little bit. Yeah, there's only 2 litres left in there. Okay, so there we are. That's how you will be putting your tanning fluid into the tub. Right, now the tub is built. It's got some fluid into it. Not enough, and maybe not condensed enough, but we'll get to that in good time. For now, we have the tanning tub and we have fluid in it. Next, let's make some milk of lime, which is what we will need for the hides. Now, to the hides. So, what I recommend is using, for making leather, you will use your rabbit hides. Why? Because rabbits are aplenty and their hides sell for cheaper than the beavers. Except now I've got to play the game where I put the rabbit hides. You see, no matter how hard I try to prepare an episode, no matter how many hours I spend in preparation for it, there is always something that I either forget or leave out. And in this case, it's where have I put my rabbit hides. So just bear with me a moment while I look like a fool looking for my hides, which I know are here somewhere. You see, eventually we will get to making massive containers, sheds in fact. Oh, there we are. Right, okay, cool. Panic over. So we'll grab 2 hides. Now, the first thing to mention then, let's go over to the drying racks, which I put down here now. So the first thing you have to do in order to make milk of lime, is you will need a bucket of water, 10 litres. When you fill your bucket, so let's left click the bucket, right click it on the water. When you fill a bucket, it fills with 10 litres. The next thing to do to make the milk of lime is add 5 limestones to a bucket. Okay, just by left clicking on them, right clicking the bucket with the water in it. There you go. Right, so we have a bucket of water that's filled with 10 litres of water. We've added 5 lime to it. That will make the milk of lime, which you can now see here, says milk of lime, which will be enough to make 4 limed hides, which is the max amount you can put in a tanning tub. So that's why I wanted to show you using 5 lime to make 1 bucket of milk of lime. That now makes 4 limed hides. That is enough. Okay, now to make the milk of lime, we have got the components in our pocket, and in fact let's grab 2 more hides, which I will get off of the tanning rack, and I may have to use beaver hides. Oh no, I can use 1 more rabbit, and we'll use 1 beaver, although you know what, I've got so much money now it doesn't matter, but I usually just sell them, the beavers, because they're worth more than the rabbit pelts. Anyway, right, so we've got 4 hides and a bucket of milk of lime. Next we go to craft, and we go to processing and materials, and left click limed hide. Okay, so there we are. We will click on create craft all. Notice you can use snake skins, beaver pelt, beaver hides or rabbit hides. My favourite are the rabbit hides. Let's click craft all. You'll notice that they're now turning into limed hides. Notice that the bucket is empty, so there you go. 10 litres full of water, add 5 lime is enough to do you 4 limed hides. Right, okay, moving on. Okay, tanning tub has tanning fluid in it. Check. Limed hides are made. Check. Time to put the limed hides into the tanning tub. So let's show you that. Okay, so if we walk back over here to the tanning tub. Wow, this place is getting congested. Okay, so we right click the tanning tub. We've got 4 spaces, like I said. We shift left click to put the hides into the tanning tub. Now, it takes 8 hours for these to turn into leather. That's what the Salem wiki says, however. I'm not sure if it is that long or if it's quicker. Anyway, you'll soon see when you start to make them. Right, okay, now time for you to understand this. Whilst we have been using birch bark to make the tanning fluid, it might be too diluted to actually work on turning the limed hides into leather. Because using birch bark is a diluted version of tanning fluid, it may not be sufficient. You may have to add a brain or 2, as grisly as that may sound. You may have to add a brain or 2 to your tanning tub in order to condense it enough for it to start tanning your hides. Okay, which will then enable them to turn into leather. If the tanning tub has fluid that is too diluted, you can manually just left click a brain and right click it on the tanning tub to condense the tanning fluid. And you can experiment, but what I would say to you is this. We are now at a stage where we can fight and kill beavers. So we won't be using birch bark anymore. So let's show you what you will do in future for filling your tanning tub with tanning fluid, so that you don't have to worry about is it diluted or too diluted and condensed enough. So in future what you will do, okay, is you will get 1 bucket of 10 litres of water, 1 brain, which you get from your beavers that you've killed. Get the brain, right click the bucket, that turns it into 10 litres of tanning fluid, which is condensed. Concentration, notice, is 5%. You need 5% concentration on your tanning fluid in order for it to be able to be used. Up here, hovering over this, it's telling us down here 1.3%. so it's clearly not enough. What we'll do, right click and add that to the tanning tub. Okay, 2.5%. What I will do is add a couple of brains to it now, because remember I put 20 litres in from birch bark and it wasn't condensed enough. So maybe one more brain, perhaps 2 brains to get it up. But in future what you'll do is that you'll fill a bucket of water, add a brain to it, and then fill your tanning tub with that. Okay, and that will make it simple, or simpler. So there we are. That is the process. We'll now have to wait, of course, for the limed hides to turn into leather. Okay, what I want to do now is read to you the full process from the wonderful Salem wiki, just to make this so it's clear to you, all the process, what we've just done. So first of all, how to tan hides. Place a raw hide on a drying frame. It'll become a dried hide after 8 hours. Use lime on a bucket of water to make milk of lime. So I'd say use 5. Craft limed hide from the craft menu. Use a brain or 2 on 10 litres bucket of water to make a bucket of 10 litres of tanning fluid. Concentration is 5%. If you use 2 brains, it will be 10%. Place up to 4 limed hides into a tub, which we've done. Pour the tanning fluid into the tanning tub and wait. Make sure to add 10 litres of tanning fluid per hide you wish to tan. Every time a hide tans 100%, it consumes 10 litres of tanning fluid and is converted into leather. There's a chance of getting fetid ooze instead. If that happens, the tanning fluid will not be consumed, so don't panic. Okay, notes. Whilst on a drying frame or tanning tub, a faint white dial will appear above the hide icon to indicate its progress. Animal hides take roughly 8 real hours to dry and to tan. So what that's talking about is up here where the hides are, slowly you will see a white ghosted dial, ray dial, cycle around as the time progresses. Eventually it will go all the way around to 100% and then it will turn into leather, and it will take 10 litres of your fluid. Okay, solution concentration doesn't affect tanning time. High concentration raises resulting leather quality a little bit. Plain water can be added to the tanning tub if it's not empty. Adding plain water dilutes the solution, requiring a brain to be added. If the solution falls under 4.5%, the hides will not tan. So as you can see, I need to go beaver hunting because I need more brains. Well, I definitely need more brains, but we're talking about the tanning tub for now, so I need more brains for that as well. Okay, moving on. A brain can be added directly to the tub if the solution falls under this concentration to bring it back up. Maximum concentration is 10%, so don't worry about wasting brains because you won't. It will only let you add so many brains. Once it gets to 10% concentration, it will not allow you to add any more brains. So it's all good, pilgrims. Brains are only required with butchering a dead deer, beaver or March hare, and only after tanning is learned. Tanning fluid may also be created by boiling birch bark. Boiling 4 pieces of bark in a full clay pot yields 3 litres of tanning fluid with 6% concentration, which takes 30 minutes to be made. So you can, if you don't want to fight beavers yet, you can just stick to using birch bark because it will give you the concentration. But you'll just have to make a lot of it. You see, the way with 1 brain per bucket is a quick way of making your tanning fluid. Now, before I go, because we've concluded what I wanted to show you in this episode and I've waffled on for far too long, but before I go, this is what you will need for the next episode. You will need 10 leather and 3 iron buckles. Now, don't you go complaining to me about having to go to town, Pilgrim, to buy buckles. Just look at all the money you are making with the cotton. In fact, I should be calling you money bags, not pilgrims. That is what I should call you instead of pilgrims. So, don't complain to me because you're getting lots of money, but off you go to market and buy yourself 3 buckles and make sure you make 10 leather. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed this episode on the tanning tub and making limed hides. Goodbye.